What if you could have a delicious stir fry right after work without having to order takeout or DoorDash and without spending a ton of time or effort in the kitchen? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can with this. Let's go. First things first, if you don't already have some cooked rice, you'll want to prepare that first. I happen to have some leftover cooked brown rice that I made in my rice cooker the other day, but you can also use white rice. That will take maybe 30 minutes or so in the rice cooker, so that'll be your best bet if you're looking for something fast. Cut open your tofu package along the sides to drain it out. Give your tofu just a gentle little squeeze to get some of the excess moisture out. You don't need to get a fancy tofu presser or put a whole bunch of cans. Oh, it squirted. You don't need to put a bunch of cans over your tofu. This will work just fine. This is how I slice my tofu, just right in half, and then flip this part that way. Cut it in half like so. In half again, and then just make little 4 equal size slices like that, and do the same on this side. Next, heat up a non-stick skillet over medium heat and add your tofu slices. You will want a good non-stick pan for this if you're trying to avoid oil. Otherwise, you can use a little bit of vegetable oil so that they don't stick. I've got some mushrooms here. I'm just gonna rinse them in my strainer. Now just chop chop. After a few minutes, it should start to get a little bit golden and crusty on the bottom. Sometimes you can shake them, sometimes they'll come loose just on their own. But if not, you could just use your tongs and gently give them a little flip and cook them on the other side. Now you can obviously use whatever vegetables you have on hand. I happen to have some baby carrots, red bell pepper, and some frozen broccoli. So that's what I'm using today. Use whatever you like. Once the tofu pieces are golden brown on both sides, you can go ahead and just set them aside on a plate. If you want to, you can cook them so that all 4 sides are golden brown, but we don't have time for that. All right, now don't freak out if your pan looks a little bit like this. I did not watch my tofu that carefully because I was chopping those veggies. But don't worry, you won't have any tofu left behind because we can just deglaze. Deglaze with a little bit of water, and then we're just gonna throw our vegetables right into the same pan. I'm starting with the mushrooms and the carrots because those are gonna take the longest to cook while we prep our bell peppers. Now just prepare your bell pepper. Your mushrooms should have started to shrink by now. And if there's any little brown bits in the pan, we are not gonna let those go to waste. We will deglaze again with just little splashes of water, keeping this oil free. And let's add our other vegetables. We've got our red bell pepper, and we'll add that frozen broccoli. Of course, if you're using frozen vegetables, you'll want to put a lid on your pan so that it cooks faster. Meanwhile, we'll start preparing our teriyaki sauce. You can use 2 to 3 teaspoons of cornstarch, depending on how thick you want your sauce to be. So I'll go in with 3 teaspoons. We're gonna need a cup of water, but we're gonna add a little bit at a time. So start with that and mix it well with the cornstarch to get rid of any lumps. That looks pretty good. And then go ahead and just add the rest of your water, 1 cup total. We're gonna add 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I'm using low sodium soy sauce. You can also use tamari if you're trying to go gluten-free. Now we need a little bit of sweetness, so today I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of maple syrup plus an extra teaspoon, just so it's a little more sweet than salty. Now we need just a little bit of acidity to balance it out, so I'm gonna use some rice vinegar, but I've also done this with apple cider vinegar and it comes out just fine. You're gonna need garlic and ginger. If you have fresh of those are great. If not, you can use the powdered version. So I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. Give that a little whisk. Our vegetables are pretty well cooked now, so we're gonna go ahead and make a little well in the middle and pour in the sauce. All right, bring this sauce to a simmer, like a light bubble over medium heat, and it will slowly start to thicken up as it does that. Once it gets to this stage where it's bubbling, you're gonna reduce the heat to medium-low, and then let's go ahead and add our tofu back in. Be gentle when you're folding the tofu so that you don't break it apart. All right, our sauce is looking good. It's coating all the veggies in the tofu now. If you're in a rush and you don't want to make your own sauce, you can use a bottled sauce, of course. This Japanese barbecue sauce is one of my favorites if I'm in a rush and I just want something simple. It's vegan also, and you can find it at Costco. It smells so good. Let's go ahead and give this tofu a try. Definitely got that teriyaki flavor in there. And yes, I did put sriracha on my rice for a little extra spice. Let's try some of these vegetables. If you like spicy, definitely get some sriracha to go with this. If you like this recipe, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and comment below what other recipes would you like me to veganize on the channel for you. Go ahead and subscribe also so that you don't miss out on future recipe videos, and I will see you next time. Bye.